Imagine a year where Wayne's World.
Whoa, what year is that, bro?
Don't care. Wayne's World.
Whoa.
Oh my god. Whoa. Yo, dude. What's hanging?
Whoa, where are we, bruh?
I don't even know, man. Who are you?
I believe our adventure through time just took a most serious turn.
Whoa, dude. Is that a quote from a famous series that is adjacent to this sort of series that we're doing now on this episode?
That's right. Oh my god, look over there.
Whoa.
Those are some historical babes.
Whoa. Schwinging.
Most outstanding. Party on, dudes.
Babylicious.
Be excellent to each other. This is most triumphant.
Yeah. So I suppose that's you, Sandro, underneath that giant 80s mop of a hair that you've put on.
Excellent. This is why we need Eddie Van Halen.
Whoa! I think that line could be applied to any situation. Unless you're with Eddie Van Halen, then of course that line wouldn't apply.
Strange things are afoot at the Circle K. Battery run out.
Oh,
Bill and
damn
Ted
it.
quote machine battery has been drained. Insert new battery to machine for more quotes.
I'm gonna have to get that cop to insert the batteries, if you know what I'm saying.
Zach, it was me the entire time.
Whoa, it was you the entire time. I never would have guessed it. Now we should do the Scooby-Doo intro.
Oh yeah.
This is, what would this? Sandy's World. Coming to you live from the basement.
Nah, it's your... well, comas don't exist, but it's your season, so it's Zach's world.
Is it? Okay, yeah.
Last year was my season.
That's true. Last season was Sandy's World. Now it's Zachy's World.
There it is.
Yeah.
We're talking about Wayne's World from 1992.
Yeah.
Wait, what are we doing? Oldie buddy goodie. My name is Sandro. You're Zach.
Yeah. No, this is Zachy's World.
I'm gonna try and find some, guitar, heavy guitar to put under every time you say that as well.
Just clip my voice doing...
Oh, yeah, for real. That's a good idea.
And then put it in the background.
Whoa! We're gonna be doing non-spoilers and then some spoilers of the movie Wayne's World that is a comedy by Shrek.
Whoa!
What did you think of Wayne's World?
Whoa! I missed the part where Shrek joined in, but I must have blinked, Blink and you miss it.
Yeah, Wayne is Shrek. That's Mike Myers.
Yeah.
Well, granted, he wasn't Shrek yet.
But you could see it was the Shrek in the making. It was baby Shrek.
It was baby Shrek.
This is canon in my Shrek lore that this is how Shrek was made. Yeah.
This is Shrek. Well, is Shrek set in the past or in the future?
Yes. Didn't think of that one. Yes. Shrek travels back in time to go to the future. Also, it could just be an alternative reality where the fucking what's that guy in Shrek 4? Rumpelstiltskin. Makes him signs a contract and then he goes back in time. That sort of thing.
That's right. That was a good one, actually. One of the better ones of the bad ones.
Yeah, 3.
Anyway, Zach, what did you think of Wayne's World? It's the movie Wayne's World that we're reviewing.
Dude, it was babylicious, man.
It was babylicious?
Yeah,
Shawing. I agree.
Shawing.
Yeah, for real.
Nah, man, it was groovy. I dig it.
We're not going to be doing any actual criticism today. We're just going to be doing,
Dude, we're just chilling out, It's like we're letting those creative juices flow, man. We're just zenning out, enjoying a movie for what it is, and just being like,
It's been like, this movie was good.
Yeah.
End of review.
End of review, man. Let's get to the party,
Yeah, the party.
Wow.
What do we do at the party? We watch Twilight.
Yeah!
Again.
Oh, not again. No, it was a good movie. It was fun. I like this movie a lot. It was very just like fun, but also surprisingly high budget in places.
Yeah.
I was like, for that 5-second scene, they burnt down a house. Huh. This was a high budget movie.
For sure.
But it didn't feel like a high budget at any point. But also, those are some famous actors on screen. What is happening? I'm confused.
Because we watched UHF, the Weird Al TV movie, about a month ago.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny that we then did this one, because I feel like this is just a better version of that in many ways.
I was going to say the exact same thing later on. Yeah, I think it was when the movie producer thing happened.
Yeah.
With the whole thing. I'm like, this is like that other movie we watched, but better.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which is a shame, because I love Weird Al. And Weird Al would have been really good in this movie.
Yeah, I was expecting him to show up.
Yeah.
But he doesn't.
Well, we get a few random people showing up, you know.
That's true. We do.
Like the Terminator from the good movie.
No, from one of the good ones. Not the only good one, dear me.
No, the second one is the only good one. The rest of them are terrible, including the first one. If you like the first one, you're actually bad as a human being.
Wow, rude.
But no, it was a great movie. I don't know what I was expecting, but it definitely wasn't this movie.
Because you hadn't seen this before, right?
No, I had not seen this before, but I've seen clips of it, plenty of clips of it. You know, it's everywhere. But very clever. Was not expecting it to be so clever, and also so stupid, but also so funny, but also so funny. You know?
I agree with you. I agree with all those points. It was just a funny movie. That's true.
It's pretty great. And I feel like it's aged pretty well for something that's like super 90s, like 80s, like...
Yeah, there's a lot of references in it that I don't get, but then all the ones that I do get are very funny. So
Yeah. Like the Terminator from Terminator 2.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The T-1000 or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
So for some reason, I thought that I'd seen the sequel before, but I'd actually seen this one before. I haven't seen the sequel. I'm going to watch it probably tonight, honestly, because I want to watch it. But yeah, like I think I said last week that
he winked at me.
I just winked.
He winked at the camera. You can't see it, but he paused to wink there. He paused and winked at me because our recording schedule is all over the fucking show.
But I had seen one of them on TV and I didn't know which one it was, and I thought it was two. But it was actually this one. So there we go.
Wow, there you go. Yeah. There you go.
Because I was always like, but two's better than one, right? And everyone was like, no. And I'm like, well, then the one I saw must have been pretty good. No, I just saw the first one.
Yeah. Well, you're not wrong. Your opinion was not incorrect.
It was not incorrect.
Yeah.
Maybe two is better than one. I don't know. Well, I'll have to watch it.
Well, we'll have to find out. I doubt it, but it could be. Who knows?
I mean, it is Mike Myers, and like Shrek 2, the sequel can be on par, if not slightly better.
Agreed.
Or slightly worse.
Nope. Incorrect. You have to die on one of those hills. You cannot be on both hills at the same time.
Just like Austin Powers, another thing he did, the sequels can be better and worse at the same time.
That is true, I guess.
I can't think of any other franchises Mike Myers has done.
Groovy, baby.
So, Zach, this movie is actually historical.
Oh.
I don't know if you know this.
Oh, no, I didn't.
This movie is historical because this is the highest grossing movie to ever be based on an SNL sketch.
The two boys, they were a sketch on SNL.
I know Mike Myers was an SNL cast member. I don't know about Dana Carvey, but yeah, they were both on SNL, and they were doing this sketch for...
Man, SNL has fallen off.
That's a hot take that no one's had before.
Yeah. I've never watched SNL, I think, ever. Maybe I've seen lots of clips from it. Probably
You've definitely seen clips from it.
Yeah.
There's some good SNL movies, but yeah, this one it was like a series of sketches, and eventually they turned it into a movie, and it did really well. Other famous SNL sketch movies, The Blues Brothers is probably the best one.
Oh, well, I've seen them.
Coneheads is terrible, but that's based off a sketch. And one of my favorites, MacGruber, which is a parody of MacGyver, and it's very funny, and it's by the Lonely Island people, and it's very good.
MacGruber.
He does a move to distract his enemies, which is pull his pants down and do the helicopter dick, and he does it many times.
Nice.
That's the movie. That's the whole film. I'm a man of taste.
Yeah.
I don't know about you. But yeah, anyway, Wayne's World. You thought it was funny?
Yeah, I thought it was funny. It was very well put together with the whole, like, low budget, but not low budget at all sort of like feel that they've done with it, where they were just a bit more casual with the whole thing.
Because it's kind of a stoner movie, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, very much so. But it's a very high budget stoner movie.
It is, yeah.
It's extremely high budget. Like, every 2 seconds, I saw like an actor that I'm like, they are worth a lot of money. Maybe not back then, but now they are.
There's a lot of people who show up in this that are like Chris Farley. Yeah. Meatloaf is in this. Alice Cooper's in this for like a solid like 10 minutes, which is very funny.
Yeah. It's all pretty great. And the whole plot line, but they sort of make fun of the plot, you know, as they're going along, because it's very cliche, but it's like deliberately cliche. I like the two main characters.
Yeah.
Garth is particularly pretty good.
Garth is fun.
I like Garth as the, like, antisocial sort of guy. He is a great nerd. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, I don't think Garth is a nerd. I mean, well, he is a nerd because he's nerdy about, like, rock music and stuff. That's true.
Exactly. He's nerdy about rock music, and he likes his electronics and other things. You know, he's a perfect nerd. Because he represents them quite well, because he's actually quite cool.
It is very 90s where, I mean, he's just autistic. That's the bit.
Yeah.
That's the joke.
Yeah.
But actually, though, it doesn't do it in a bad way. So
no.
It's it has aged pretty well, honestly, as far as, like, cliches go.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's great. Dana Carvey, yeah, he was on SNL for a bit. We saw him in, do you remember the movie Trapped in Paradise that we did on our first year on the podcast where Nicolas Cage... It was like a Christmas heist movie.
Oh.
With Nicolas Cage.
I'd have to Google this.
I don't remember it, and I want to rewatch it, but we did do an episode on it.
Yeah, this movie was great.
It was good, wasn't it?
This movie was awesome.
So we've seen him in that before. He hasn't done a whole lot, but he was in that as well, yeah.
I particularly like their, like, sponsored segment joke.
That's a famous scene. Probably the most famous scene from the movie.
Yeah. That's very, like, modern humor. I feel like that was ahead of its time.
Yeah.
Almost, you know, as, like, self-referential sort of jokes, you know? Mm-hmm. That scene I've definitely seen before, and it's a very good scene.
I agree. It's also a pretty fun movie behind the scenes as well. Yeah, I like that it's based off sketches, which is really cool. I think that's good. And Mike Myers, he helped write this as well with the writing duo who created that 70s show and Third Rock from the Sun, which is very random.
Yep.
There's some pretty good people in there.
That sounds about right for Wayne's World, though. That sounds like that's what it should be, you know?
And it's directed by Penelope Spheres, who went to doing a bunch of movies, but she was like a independent director, music video, documentary director.
Nice.
Before this?
That makes sense. That checks out, because it did feel like they had that whole thing with the camera following them, and it was like a documentary.
It's really, really well done like that, yeah. Like, the movie feels like... Well, the fourth wall does not exist in this movie.
No. It's a sort of fourth vague window.
Yeah.
Because you're kind of just there, and then occasionally they'll acknowledge that you're there and recording the whole time, so they'll like... So, like, Garth drops a pen so he can talk to you under the table sort of thing. Like,
Yeah.
But, like, who are you? Are you a camera guy that's following them? Are you just recording the live? They never establish it, and they never acknowledge it, and they just continue on with the movie. They also reference it as a movie as well.
They do call it a movie. And, I mean, we'll get to the ending in spoilers, but the ending is very obvious and amazing, but what is going on? Yeah, I like that as well. It's like kind of like a documentary, but it's also just a movie as well. It's just it's pretty fun. But Mike Myers, he was a bit of a diva on set, and there's a lot of if you Google fun facts about this movie, you will see that the director and Mike Myers did not get along.
Ooh.
But that's been greatly exaggerated, according to the director. Very exaggerated. There was the only time that the director believes that Mike Myers was being a diva was when he stormed off set because there was no margarine on his bagel that he had to eat for a scene.
Dear.
Which is kind of funny.
That is kind of funny.
Yeah. Anyway, do we rate this and get into some taglines?
Yeah.
Oh, how are we going to do taglines? We're not recording in the studio, by the way, so, well, I guess there's no audio cue for taglines this time around. That's okay.
Thank God.
That's so sad. Oh, well.
I'm sure you bring it back for the next time.
That's true. Zach, is this an oldie or a goodie?
Yeah. I think this is a goodie.
Yeah.
I think this is pretty rad. I think this is pretty groovy.
Yep.
Pretty chillax.
Okay.
Pretty snazzy.
Yep.
Pretty dope.
Yep.
Pretty spectacular. Mm-hmm. Pretty Wayne's World.
Yeah,
Wayne's
there
World.
it is.
That's what I'd give this. I'd give this a Wayne's World out of 10.
I agree. This is a Wayne's World out of 10. I'm going to give it a goodie as well. I think, like, this might be the funniest comedy we've done this year. Like, maybe not the best. I think Young Frankenstein might be better, but
yeah.
I mean, Little Shop of Horrors as well, but that's a musical and a horror and a comedy.
Yeah, but that, it's, well, that one was really good as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah. This was excellent.
It was excellent. Tagline time. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Fuck you.
One world, one party.
One world, one party.
I hate
that
it.
world is Wayne's World.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't like it.
Nah.
It's a bit too short. It's not Wayne's Worldy enough, you know?
I agree.
Turn it up a notch for your taglines. Come on.
You got to turn up to 11.
Yeah.
Because that's a Spinal Tap.
Yep.
That's a Spinal Tap reference.
Spinal Tap.
And someone in this movie was in Spinal Tap. I forget who. Was it Rob Lowe? I don't know. Someone in this movie was also in Spinal Tap. The other tagline. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. You'll laugh. You'll cry. You'll hurl. It's fine.
Thumbs up. Yeah. Vomiting. That's a joke in this movie. No one ever does, but they talk about vomiting a lot.
They threaten to vomit many times, yeah.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to follow that up because that's the only two taglines for the movie, Zach.
Oh.
But I'm going to follow that up with the only tagline for Wayne's World 2. You'll laugh again. You'll cry again. You'll hurl again. It's just very funny. I think that honestly makes the first tagline funnier.
That is pretty great. That's awesome. I love doing a reference to a tagline.
Yee-haw, Kazamo, listener. Welcome to another ad with me, Sally McSeller. Now, over on Patreon, Sandro and Zach, the hosts of Oldie Buddy Goodie, have been doing the Cage-a-rama, 3 months of Nicolas Cage movie reviews. Now, these bonus episodes are not like your regular programming from these two. These episodes are loose and goofy and silly. Just like this little clip here from their review of The Sorcerer's Apprentice, which is out now. They made ChatGPT write stand-up about the movie. One of my favorite parts is the scene where with the enchanted cleaning mops. It's a nod to the classic Disney Fantasia bit, but with Nick Cage there to make it a little extra cagey.
Jesus Christ.
You've got these mobs going berserk, water everywhere, and chaos, and Cage is striding through the chaos like, this is fine, this is exactly how I planned it.
Is this how listening to our podcast feels like?
No, he wasn't even in that scene.
Why did the musician bring Sandro to the concert?
Why?
Because he was the perfect Sandro player.
What the fuck?
I don't know.
What the fuck does that mean? Now, I have heard the episode, and they do make some great points about the movie, but oh boy, that's a fun clip right there of their review of Disney's The Sorcerer's Apprentice, starring Nicolas Cage, for this year's Cage-a-rama. Oh boy, do I love patreon.com/oldiebuddygoodypod, because that's the only place you can listen to the Cage-a-rama, and it's flippin' fantastic, I'll tell you that much for free. speaking of free, you can join the Patreon for free, and you can also get ad-free episodes, as well as they're early sometimes too. Yeehaw! I'm an American. Alright, now it's spoiler time. If you have not watched the movie, then we're gonna spoil it.
Yeah.
So go watch this one, then.
You should probably watch this one. It's pretty good. Although spoilers probably wouldn't, detract from the movie, I think.
That's true. Wayne's World.
Wayne's World.
They do a community TV show called Wayne's World from Wayne's parents' basement where he lives.
Wayne's World.
And Rob Lowe is watching them and he's like, I'm a bad guy. I'm gonna buy them. I'm gonna make the money off of the things these kids like.
I don't know why, but looking at Rob Lowe, I don't know. He reminds me, he's kind of like a Zac Efron, sort of.
I guess.
He has that vibe. I really like him as the villain.
Yeah.
Ish in this movie. He's really great. He plays it really well.
I like him in this movie. He's a fun bad guy.
Yeah. And he's like, whoa, what is this garbage fucking show? And then whatever girl he's sleeping with at the time that never comes back is like, well, that's Wayne's World. Everybody loves Wayne's World. These guys are hilarious.
He's like, I'm gonna make money over them. I'm gonna make the money.
Yeah.
Excellent. There's a scene where, I think it's the first scene where we see Wayne and Garth hanging out. And Wayne's like, Garth, you gotta take your Ritalin, which I just thought was very funny. I laughed, because that's a joke that, people would make nowadays, now that, the stigma of all that is a bit more removed. But back in the 90s, saying that, very funny.
Yeah, there's, jokes that have, aged weller than they should have.
They have aged pretty well.
Yeah.
I think it's funny. And Wayne is the most ADHD person ever, and Garth is the most autistic person ever, and they're just hanging out making a TV show.
Yeah,
which is
it's great.
Pretty funny.
I liked the guest they had on. Sandro, we really missed an opportunity to have a guest on this episode.
We did.
Yeah, this is all about having guests on, because we got the suck and cut.
Yeah,
the vacuum cleaner that cuts your hair.
The vacuum hair cutter thing. That was very funny.
Which was a great opening gag for them to have. Just a guy, just a random dude coming into their basement with a vacuum cleaner that cuts hair. And then he just sucks Garth's hair. And Garth screams for a bit. And that's the segment. And I think for the rest of the film, his hair's all kind of messed up.
I think it is, yeah.
Because of it, which is very funny.
There's a scene where they finish their TV show, they get in the car, and then we just get Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh, yeah, they just sing Bohemian Rhapsody.
And the story behind why that song is in the movie is very funny. It was meant to be a Guns N' Roses song.
Ooh.
But Mike Myers, being the diva that he is, was like, I'm going to quit the movie unless it's Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh my god.
And apparently, they shot the scene, they put Bohemian Rhapsody over the head banging, and they showed Freddie Mercury, and he was like, this is hilarious. Yes, you can put it in the movie. And then he died, so they had to put it in the movie.
Wow, that's awesome. It's a great, get you into the groove sort of thing, Yeah. Bohemian Rhapsody slaps. It always has, it always will.
I just like that Mike Myers was like, if we don't have Bohemian Rhapsody, I'm not doing the movie.
Yeah, what is it like working with Mike Myers behind the scene? Apparently he's just a giant diva. That's hilarious.
I think he probably calmed down a bit with, Austin Powers and stuff, but...
Oh, yeah. Well, once they got that fucking cream cheese on his bagel or whatever it was, then he's calming down. Once he got that lard,
This is his first movie, and then after this, he did a lot more other stuff, but maybe he was like, it's my first movie, everything's gonna be perfect.
Yeah. He wasn't in the movie groove yet. I understand it.
Well, the movie he did directly after this is a rom-com called So I Married an Axe Murderer, where he just rewrote the entire script but didn't get any credit for it. He just rewrote the whole thing.
Wow.
I was like, see, now it's good. And it did it did okay.
There
Like,
you
it's
go.
a lot better than it would have been.
Wow. What a champion. What a funny fella.
Yeah.
What a Wayne's World kind of guy.
Oh, I got a quote written down. He sees a guitar and he's like, she will be mine. It will be mine. Oh, yes, it will be mine.
It's funny because he uses that for an object, and then later on in the movie, he uses it for a woman.
Which might be... So, there's stuff in this movie where I'm like, is this on purpose?
Oh.
The fact that he uses it for an object and then he uses it for a woman, is that a joke on other movies?
Yeah.
Or is that just misogyny?
It's a little hard to tell. I'm gonna go with a joke because it makes it less problematic that it's making fun of misogyny. And this movie does mock a lot of things.
It mocks
right?
a lot of tropes, yeah.
Yeah. So it makes sense that it's making fun of, but it is on a fine line here, right?
Yeah.
Between making a joke and misogyny. I'm gonna just translate it as it's not problematic and hope.
Well, what about the character of Stacy? Is that problematic? Stacy is Wayne's ex-girlfriend, played by Lara Finn Boyle from Twin Peaks, and she's there, and she's like, "I love you, Wayne.
She's very
we never
funny.
broke up." It's a great character.
She's great. I know we've broken up, but that doesn't mean we can't, go out together. Yeah, yes, it does. That's exactly what it means.
Very funny.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. I like how she just has a necklace that says Wayne on it,
Yeah.
She's got a bit of that. They don't lead into it all, but she gives Wayne a gun rack. And he's like, I don't have any guns. What am I going to do with this? And she's like, storms off or whatever. But it just gives off, I'm like, oh, she's a kind of southern girl,
Oh, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, but they don't lean into that at all. That never comes back. But she just gives him a gun rack, which is a very southern thing to do, I think,
Yeah. I mean, it's a very American thing in general to do, though, I think,
Yeah, well, more nowadays, I think.
The shitty Beatles, are they any good?
Whoa.
They suck.
No, they're shit.
They're terrible.
They're shitty Beatles. They're shit. Well, at least they live up to their name.
Whoa, that was good. That was good stuff. I liked the scene where Garth has a straw in his jam donut as well to suck out on the jam.
Oh, yeah.
Funny.
I think later on he builds like a donut man using like toothpicks and other things, and then he uses the straw to like stab its guts.
Yeah.
And he makes the shining noise.
She will be mine. Oh yes, she will be mine. That one's towards the woman. That one is to the character of Cassandra Wong, played by Tina Carrere. She learned how to speak English from going to college and from watching all the Police Academy movies.
Yeah, the worst way to learn English. Fuck you, Police Academy. Worst franchise ever.
We've watched all those movies. We've watched all of them.
Nah, they were pretty good.
She's great in this.
Yeah, she's really good. I was a little concerned that the speaking Cantonese bit, that was a little racist, I feel.
I guess.
In parts.
Yeah, because Wayne learns how to speak Cantonese and we get a scene where there's like subtitles and stuff. I think, because the joke is that in Cantonese, you say a lot less.
Yes.
But maybe they pushed that joke too far. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Again, I was saying it might be racist, but I don't know.
I just want to know what he's actually like. I want the actual translation of what he's saying, though.
Yeah, it's
because is he just saying random syllables? Because if that's the case, that's racist. But if he is speaking Cantonese, then I think the joke's okay.
No, I think he's speaking Cantonese, but he's like saying, "Oh yeah, she's obsessed with me," and it's like she has unrepressed issues that apply, that sort of thing,
Yeah.
Unrepressed issues, and therefore is compensating by trying to that's the subtitles. And so there's a scene where he says something and then the subtitles go on for like a minute.
That was pretty funny.
And then like the actors are just sitting there waiting for the subtitles to finish. It's pretty great.
No, she's really good in this. She hasn't done a whole lot. We saw her in True Lies with Arnie a while ago.
There you go.
That's kind of the only other movie aside from these two that she's... I mean, she's in the Lilo and Stitch movies too, but like...
Whoa, Lilo and Stitch.
It's kind of the only things that she's done.
That small franchise, Lilo and Stitch? Lilo and Stitch slaps.
We get a random scene. I forget what the context is. We get it a couple times though, where they parody Mission Impossible with the music, the da 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 da. But Zach, Mission Impossible hadn't come out yet.
Whoa!
So it's a parody of the Mission Impossible TV show that no one knows about. No one's watched that. I haven't. I love the movies. I haven't seen an episode of the TV show.
Whoa!
But again, that joke ages so well now.
Yeah.
Because Mission Impossible is huge. Everyone knows the song from that.
So this movie has aged better with time. Like a fine wine.
Pardon me, do you have any Grey Poupon? That's another quote. That's funny because directly after this movie, there's maybe like 4 or 5 rap songs a year that have Grey Poupon in them. And I think that's a joke on this. I don't know where that comes from. I don't even know what Grey Poupon is.
Yeah. But the guy
food?
gets offended, and it's funny.
Yeah. Oh, it's mustard. That's what it is.
Yep.
It's a brand of Dijon mustard.
Very good.
Anyway. I've got a note written down here that says Rob Lowe looks like Jared Leto playing American Psycho. He does.
He does.
Except he's a better actor than Jared Leto, obviously.
Yeah, that's a very low hurdle there, Sandro. But, yeah, they go to record some more Wayne's World?
Yeah, more Wayne's World, and then Rob Lowe's like, hey, I want to make you a deal.
I want to make you a deal, but you guys are artists. You don't want the money.
All my notes are just quotes. That's all I've only got.
It's a very quotable movie, I feel, you know.
She tested very high on the strokeability scale.
Whoa! Again, I think it's a little misogynistic, but...
I think so. But is it making fun of that, or is it just that? I don't know.
I don't know, Sandro!
But Zach, did you ever find Bugs Bunny attractive when he put on a dress and pretended to be a girl bunny?
No. Me neither.
The way that Mike Myers laughs as a reaction to Garth saying that had to have been improv. There's no way that he knew that's what was going to be said.
Yeah, that was very funny. Yeah, he genuinely laughed. Yeah. That's a great scene. Yeah. So, what's his face? Fucking rich boy's like, hey, I know you guys are just artists, you know? You guys aren't in it for the money. That's why when he handed me these $5,000 checks, I was like, they won't take them. And I don't even want to give them to you. Say the word and I'll rip them up, you know?
Yeah.
And they're like, whoa, hang on.
We'll take that money. And so they take the money and now they're going to be on the TV, the big times TV, making the money. They're sponsored by Noah's Arcade.
And we get a look into the future, Sandro.
Oh, yes.
From this movie. Because the Penny Arcade guy, the Noah's Arcade guy, he's just a modern day video games executive.
Yes.
That's like trying to penny and dime every fucking video game player with microtransactions and everything.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Because later on, he was like talking about, I think one of his games, it's like, there's this whole leveling up system, but you can't actually level up. It's all a scam.
It's all a scam.
They just keep,
yeah.
They just keep putting quarters in and I make bajillions.
Which is, that is EA. That's what they do.
Yeah. And his, like, origin story of, like, I used to be a meat seller, but then I saw some kids dumping, like, $50 into an arcade machine, and I'm like, I'm in the wrong business. So he's just this rich wig sponsor, and then, it's great, because they mock him on the show. They have, like, for their first episode.
Their first show, yeah, and then he's, like, their first guest, and he's going to be the main guest who's, like, always on over and over again.
Yeah. It's like, why, though? Like, what would he have to talk about?
Nothing. Well, because the show's sponsored by him, so I don't know.
I could see him on, like, once every week, maybe, right?
For sure. Well, if the show's on every day, then once a week would make sense, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Is it once a week, though? Is the show once a week?
They never say. I would assume it's maybe once a weekday, like every weekday they're on. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it feels like it's once a week. So
they only do one show. in the movie. Like, one show on the main TV station in the movie.
Yeah.
They never do another one. Until the end, obviously.
Yeah. Well, they have their show that we see at the start of the film, and then they make the show on the TV. So I think it's definitely like a weekly show sort of thing.
Yeah.
But he makes fun of the sponsor by having cue cards with the cue cards he's given to sort of read out. He writes on the back of them that the sponsor guy is a stinky poo-poo head, you know?
That was very funny. Everyone's laughing. Even his wife is laughing.
Yeah.
Even his wife's like, hey, my husband.
Nope. I don't think she sees the cue cards, though. I think she's just looking at the reaction from the crew.
I liked the scene where, I think it's in that TV show segment where they're playing around with a blue screen, and they're like, we're in Vancouver.
Yep.
Doing things you do in Vancouver.
Yeah, they're like, whoa, I'm visiting around here, and now we're in Denver. And then they just stop doing anything. They just look at the camera.
Very funny.
Yeah. It's
good.
like, oh, nothing happens in Denver.
Oh, we get a long scene where they're trying to explain the countdown, the 5, 4, 3. That joke, which is very funny.
Yeah. It's like, hey man, you forgot to say 2 and 1. No, you don't say 2 and 1. Well, why not? Well, you just don't. and then when they go on air, he goes like 5, 4, 3.
Yeah.
The 2, 1. But they nod their heads and then they silently count the numbers. It's like, guys, we can see your heads. You're mouthing the numbers, and then they keep nodding their heads. It's like, guys, we can see you nodding your heads.
That's very funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't really get to know the crew that much aside from there's a couple who have small parts. There's the one guy who always gets drunk and says, I love you to everyone. That was funny.
Yeah. There's the other guy that gets drunk and is threatening to vomit the whole movie.
Yes, that's right.
I was surprised that we never got any vomit like on screen because they talk about it a lot during the movie.
It's true, yeah.
There's a lot of references to vomit, but no one vomiting.
And there's also Kurt Fuller, who's the director, who's from Ghostbusters 2, is like the main thing I know him from, but he's like the director, and he's on Rob Lowe's side, but then he comes around to be on Wayne's side.
Oh, yeah. I love that guy.
He's really funny. I like him.
I love that guy. Who was he again?
Yeah, Kurt Fuller is his name.
Yeah, Kurt Fuller. Yeah. He's awesome. I love him and everything he's in. Because he always plays the like sort of straight man sort of thing.
Yeah.
But then he's like really goofy. He felt like he had an arc, right?
Yeah,
He was like dummy lapdog to the bad guy. He's a bit of a corporate shill, right? He's just living his life. But then he hangs out with the gang and he learns to chill out a bit, you know?
Yep.
And then he drives them back to their house, which is pretty great. Another reference to vomit in the film is when I think Wayne gives Garth some advice. He's like, when you get that feeling to barf at a girl, you barf. And if she comes back, she's the one, you know?
Yeah.
If you can't handle me at my barfiest.
Oh, he goes to buy the guitar, and we get the scene in the music store with the classic "No Stairway to Heaven" scene.
But do you know the problem with that scene?
I do know the problem with that scene. What is the problem with that scene, Zach?
It's a very obvious one, and I've heard about this one as well, where the chord he played, that wasn't the opening chord to Stairway to Heaven.
That's right.
It's literally the joke is there's no Stairway to Heaven, but he didn't play it. He didn't play Stairway to Heaven.
Why didn't he play Stairway to Heaven, Zach? In the scene where he's meant to start playing it and then gets cut off. Why didn't he not play Stairway to Heaven?
Well, in the original shoot, they did. But then the people who may or may not own Stairway to Heaven were like, nah, pay us royalties, bitch. And they were like, nah, we're going to fucking do the film where we just don't play it because we don't want to pay you royalties. So they just deleted that joke from the movie and said, fuck you. We're not paying you $1.
Different guitar notes in the start of the joke.
Yeah.
But kept the sign saying no Stairway to Heaven, which is very funny. I think it has since been restored, though, in the most recent 4K release of the movie.
Oh, interesting.
But yeah, I noticed that as well. I was like, but that's not Stairway to Heaven.
No,
that's not how that's not how that song sounds.
No, but it's a fun bit of trivia that, yeah. But it is kind of like a self-referential joke at that point to remove the part that has Stairway to Heaven where the sign says no Stairway to Heaven, right?
It is kind of funny.
Because there was no Stairway to Heaven, right?
It seems like they did play Stairway to Heaven in the theatrical release, but then when it was released on video,
yes,
they were like, it's gonna be too expensive to put it in.
Yeah, because they were like, give us money for this.
So yeah, very interesting. Garth is a pretty good drummer. I like that scene where he just drums out.
He just goes hams on the drums, and this guy's like, whoa, you're amazing, man.
But Zach, we got to talk about the scene of the movie, the product placement scene.
The product placement scene, very iconic, very great, and I would never be sponsored by cola, the drink of a new generation. Wait, no, it was Pepsi, I think it was.
I think it was Pepsi in this one. It was Pepsi, Pizza Hut,
a whole bunch of clothing brands, none of which I recognize.
Reebok, I think, was one of them. Yeah,
that
was funny. I liked the one. I think my favorite one is near the end where he's like, "Oh man, I've got a headache," and then Garth's hand just like pushes the bottle next to him.
We'll take 2 of these. Yeah, no, it's very silly because of course the whole time they're talking about integrity and not selling out and all that while they're selling out. It's just a classic good old joke.
Definitely, I agree. I really enjoyed that scene. It's good. He also makes fun of the Beatles at one point, Zach. Mike Myers makes fun of the Beatles, and the voice he does is the Austin Powers voice.
Whoa!
He just does that voice.
Whoa!
And I was like, he can only do one British voice, Mike Myers. Very funny.
Groovy, baby.
There's the gratuitous sex scene. That was funny as well.
That's funny. I liked all the scenes where it had the scene written down. So you had the gratuitous sex scene and the Oscar nominee scene.
Mm-hmm.
I wish they'd put for your consideration, but they wouldn't have. No one would have in the audience would understand that joke.
Yeah.
Till about nowadays, So it was good where he has an Oscar scene where he cries, but his crying is just him tossing water on his face.
Yeah. I liked all of that stuff. It's pretty, and I like how that all happens in the second half of the movie as well. The first half is kind of like a normal movie, and then it just stops trying to be normal.
Yeah. It just devolves into essentially sketches.
Pretty much,
the SNL sketches.
Yeah, because we get that sketch that I don't get the joke, but it's still funny, where they go to Milwaukee, because Cassandra has gone to Milwaukee to film a music video with Rob Lowe, and Wayne's like, oh my god, bloody heckin' stole my girl, gotta get her back, or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he, in doing that, he pisses her off, so, based. But they go to Milwaukee, Wayne and Garth go to Milwaukee, and then they get distracted by a bottling company?
Yeah.
And they have a random montage. I don't know what that joke is. I don't know what that's making fun of.
I think the joke is that there's just a lot of factories in Milwaukee, and that's the only thing to really do is go and work at a factory or whatever. But then they're like, whoa, what are we doing? We have backstage tickets to the concert. We gotta go.
I don't. Yeah, I'm not. Oh, apparently it's a parody of a TV show called Laverne and Shirley, which was a sitcom from the late 70s, early 80s.
That's wild. Yeah. So that joke kind of aged well?
That one, I don't know. I don't know. It's still funny, though. It's still funny.
Yeah, it was funny, because they're just dicking around, and then they're like, wait, what the fuck are we doing?
But yeah, that's such a random joke. Anyway.
We gotta go see Alice Cooper.
Yeah, Alice Cooper.
Which is great, because they go to his concert, and it's a great concert. Have we mentioned the music? I don't think we've mentioned the music.
We haven't mentioned the music, no.
That's some good music.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. And then, so they watch the Alice Cooper concert. We get one song, and then they go backstage.
We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
Yeah. And then they talk to Alice Cooper, who's very knowledgeable about Milwaukee and its native heritage and all that, which was very great.
The joke is that Alice Cooper's woke. I thought that was very funny.
He's woke.
I thought that was really funny.
Yeah, he is woke. You're right. You're right. But he's very respectful. And then he like invites them to hang out, and they're like, "We're not worthy. We're not worthy."
He blows goats. I have proof. Just a random. Anyway.
What a great line. Yeah, then they go outside, and there's a very informative security guard.
Oh, yeah.
Who tells them about the bigwig and his big limousine and how he doesn't like to fly, and specifically the routes that the bigwig usually takes on his drive.
Yeah, that was Chris Farley's.
Yeah. Chris Farley. And then Wade's like, wow, that security guard was really informative. How unusual. Yeah, Chris Farley is great.
Very funny, yeah.
Yeah. Of course, it comes back because later on, they need to get that big wig for the finale.
Yeah! A little bit of foreshadowing.
Yeah, and then I think I said, Wayne's like, we thought that information was irrelevant, but now it's really useful, like...
Yeah.
It's good.
So they get all their friends together, they drive to where they're shooting the music video, but they get, the cops are on their tail,
Yes, he gets pulled over.
Pulled over by the one and only Robert Patrick. The T-1000 is like, where is John Connor?
Yeah. Have you seen this child? And Wade's like, ah! And then he speeds off, and then Robert Patrick starts running after him.
Yeah.
He does a bit of the Terminator stuff. I think I've mentioned it before, and you probably know, but it's funny that Robert Patrick was actually too fast for the Terminator movies.
He was.
Yeah, he kept catching up to the motorbike in the scene where he's chasing after the motorbike, and they had to tell him to slow down because he's too fast.
That's right.
Which is very funny.
He is funny. He's been really funny recently at conventions. There's a new thing where if you see that he's at a convention and he's doing a signing, you bring him memorabilia from any Terminator movie that isn't Terminator 2, and he'll just verbally abuse you for like a minute.
That's awesome.
Everyone's doing it. I think it's very funny.
But he does it as a bit?
Oh, yeah. It's a bit. It's a joke, but it's very funny. Anyway, they go to the music video shoot, which is just the set of Katy Perry's Raw music video.
Ooh, yep. Yeah.
Because they're all dressed up in lion outfits and they have snakes and stuff.
It's very silly because they play a song, they do the song, the music video, but she's like not playing the guitar. She's too busy like holding the snake.
She's not even
She's like trying to get
properly.
the snake to chill the fuck out.
Yeah.
But the snake is going all over the show. And like halfway through the song, she's like, "Hey, can we cut? The snake is killing me," which is very funny. And he's like, "I love the snake. You look great. Snake makes you look hot,
Yeah.
But then Wayne rides up and he's like, "You've got to come back with me, Mm-hmm. We got to get out of here." And then he has this Oscar scene where he like cries his heart out. He's like, "I love you, and I never learned to read."
Yes.
And she's like, "Did you mean it?" And he's like, "Yes, except for the not reading part."
Yep.
Which was great.
And then she's like, get out of here. And he's like, meh. And she's like, okay, I am going to go with you, actually, though.
Yeah.
So then she goes with him. They have a plan to broadcast them singing directly into the television of Mr. Bigwig.
Yeah, they go to... I believe Garth, he comes up with the strategy of aligning the satellites to like beam it directly into his limousine. So if he's watching television at that time, they will beam directly into his television.
Exactly.
Which is great. So they do it. They get the whole gang together just in time, and they beam it into him. And of course he's watching TV, and we see the limousine do a full skid U-turn in the middle of a highway or something.
Yeah.
To turn around. It's pretty great.
We see that. We see Rob Lowe getting cavity searched by the cop.
Oh, yeah, the cop helps him out by delaying the guy by giving him this is like an implied cavity search.
It's very funny.
Because, at the start of the film, he says he did 12 cavity searches.
Oh, yeah, in one day.
On a bus or something.
That was pretty funny. But Zach, oh no, everything goes wrong.
Oh, no.
Mr. Bigwig, he shows up and he's like, you're good, but timing was just bad. Oh my god, she's not getting signed.
It's very funny to imply, I love this ending, it implies that the guy turned around his limousine, drove over to his house to tell him no.
Which is very funny.
That is very funny.
Stacy shows up and she's like, I'm pregnant with your kid, Wayne.
Yep. That's why I'm so moody.
That's what's going on. And then an electrical fire kills everyone.
Yep. And then we cut to the bad guy chilling out with the girl, and she's like, last night was incredible. and then Wayne and Garth come onto the screen and it's like, can you imagine if we ended the movie like that? Now let's do the Scooby-Doo ending.
And the Scooby-Doo ending is just they pull off the mask of Rob Lowe and it's Old Man Withers. Oh my god.
Old Man Withers, the local amusement park owner. And I would have gotten away with you, too, if it weren't for you, damn kids.
But then they do the actual ending, the happy ending after that. The mega happy ending.
They say, now let's do the happy ending. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where Garth gets the girl, Wayne gets the girl, the arcade guy is now liked more by the kids, yes. Which was very funny.
Yep.
I liked that he got a happy ending.
And Rob Lowe's like, well, seeing all this happiness makes me think that I'm in the wrong line of business and I'm gonna straighten up my act.
Yeah. Even though you're a rich, handsome, multi-billionaire thing, blah, 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 you can still improve on yourself,
This is very funny.
And the bigwig signs the girl up for, a 6 record label, I think it is, or something. Yeah,
this is some big one, and that's the movie. Well, and then Wayne and Garth talk throughout the credits.
Yeah,
which is also good. But that's the movie.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
It's a pretty classic plot. Like, this is what most comedies were, particularly like music comedies were like just this back then.
Yeah,
but I think out of all of them, this is one of the best ones.
Absolutely. This one's really good. This one's funny, it's chill, it's not trying to be anything it's not, It makes fun of a lot of tropes and stuff, which is great.
Yeah.
We love making fun of movie tropes. There's a lot of references, some of which haven't aged as well, some of them have aged very well.
Mm-hmm.
Better than when they came out, even.
Exactly. I agree.
Making fun of Mission Impossible. Like, who knew that was going to age even better? Oh, I like the scene where he opens a door and it's like, there's lots of fighting and other things. And he's like, Garth's like, whoa, what's this? And he's like, I don't know. I had just always wanted to open a door to a James Bond training area.
That one's funny.
And it's just like a one-shot joke. It's just great.
What other random quotes do I have that I didn't mention? Oh, there's the scene where he's trying to convince Cassandra that they're not actually shooting a music video, and he's like, but you and I both know that there's no film in this camera. Then he spills all the film out. It just keeps going. It just keeps going for ages.
Yeah. He's like, oh yeah? If you're filming a music video here, where's the band? And then the band passes by and says, hi, Wayne. And he goes, oh, hi, guys.
That's good.
It's like, oh, yeah? Well, if you're filming a music video, how come there's no film in this camera? He opens the camera and just film starts pouring out. And it just keeps pouring and pouring and pouring out. I'm like, man, that footage is ruined.
There's the scene where Garth is working on a robot hand.
Oh, yeah.
And someone comes over and is like, we're gonna need you to change stuff. And he's like, we fear change. And slams it with a mallet. And
then the hand starts moving, so he just starts beating down the hand. It's like, holy shit, that's an intense scene.
I liked the quote, do you guys like the new studio? It's like a pair of underwear. At first it's constrictive, and then it becomes a part of you.
Honestly, one of the best lines of the film, I think, that one.
One of the best ones, yeah.
And then everybody looks at him weird, and I'm like, no, that made sense. That checks out.
I think that makes perfect sense. I don't see any problem with, anyway.
Yeah.
But that is the movie.
Wayne's World.
Excellent.
So what mountain were the stones in the walls of this specific monastery mined from exactly?
Wait, can my character take a dump?
What's the governmental structure of every town in this entire
Which magic using class is the most attractive?
How these people know how to make tunnels under their town when all they do is farm?
Why does the genie always refuse to make people fall in love with me? Who hurt
poison
him?
rules are the same for every player race. Does that mean they all have the same
Can my character have a pet?
system?
Ooh, can that pet have a pet?
Are your players asking too many questions? Do you really know how your world works? Don't you wish there was a podcast that made this whole thing easier? Come on over to Dungeon Deep Dive, your favourite fantasy world-building podcast. Whether it's tabletop RPGs or creative writing, we do the research so you don't have to. Find us on your podcatcher of choice or on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram on @DungeonDeepDive.
Alright, let's remake this movie.
Yeah.
Remake it. But before we remake it, there is a sequel, Zach.
Oh, yeah? There's a sequel to this one, is there?
There's a sequel called Wayne's World 2. So Wayne's World, it did so well.
Yep.
It cost about $20 million, which is very expensive for a comedy.
Oh, absolutely. But it shows. It's like this deliberate low-budget movie that has very high-budget jokes.
Yep.
Every second joke is like this really high-budget joke that had a lot of effects and other things put in, and then they just pass it on by and never talk about it again. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
That was an expensive joke.
So it cost a lot of money, but it paid off because the movie made just over $180 million. So it was a big one.
Well, it was a good movie.
So they rushed out Wayne's World 2. They rushed it out. It came out the next year, like at the end of 93.
Oh, that is rushed.
They rushed it out. It's double the budget. Apparently, it's still pretty good. It got a really, really solid reception.
Well, you say it's better than the first one. You've always said you think the second one's...
I feel like I've heard a lot of people say it's better than the first one.
Ooh,
I don't know how
okay.
true that is, but I'm going to have to watch it because I have not seen this one.
Yeah, now you have to commit, Sandro. You have to watch it and say that it's better. Otherwise, you're a fraud and a liar.
All right. I'll come back next week and talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Unless we just do it on the podcast next week.
Ooh.
No, that's not going to happen.
No, absolutely not. Fuck it.
Wayne's World 2 is about Wayne and Garth are like, we're going to host a rock concert.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
And there's more sleazy record producers in that one as well, which is funny. But Zach, the problem with that movie was it only made $72 million. So that one is technically a bomb.
Oof.
Because it didn't make that much money back at all.
Yeah. Oh, well.
I don't know what the difference was, but
probably that they rushed it out within a year.
Maybe because they rushed it. I'm not sure. But anyway.
Yeah, sometimes you need movies to settle, you know?
That's right. Anyway, but now we're going to remake Wayne's World. Zach, Wayne's World, but it's for the modern age. They're not on TV, obviously. What are they doing?
They're doing a podcast.
Ooh.
I can relate to this, you know?
They could be like Twitch streamers.
Yeah. I feel like we've done that before, but like...
We have.
I think we did that for the radio one as well, didn't we?
I think we did.
Yeah.
We did TikTok for the radio one, I think.
Ah, well, this is different because this is Twitch. They have their own little Twitch stream, but then...
And then Amazon's like, we're going to put sponsors on your stream.
Yeah, that's it. No. They're like, how about you do like an exclusive, like a thing for our streaming service or what? Or Netflix or something comes in, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so they're Twitch streamers and they get approached by a streaming platform, Netflix, and they're asked to do a special or a TV show on there, and it goes really badly. Okay, cool. So that's the idea. Are they still stoners? Are we still going for the stoner vibe?
Absolutely. If anything,
All right.
the stoner vibe is being revamped.
Excellent. Well, then we need to recast them then. Who is a modern Mike Myers and Dana Carvey?
That is very hard to answer. Danny DeVito.
That's pretty funny. The character who comes to mind for Garth is Kyle Mooney, but I put him in everything where there's kind of like a character like that. Because I feel like he's kind of doing what Dana Carvey was doing.
Yeah. He would make a good Garth.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see it.
I mean, we could just make this a Lonely Island movie and do Andy Samberg as Wayne.
Ooh, that's very funny. Because he would do it very well as well.
He would be
he would be
excellent.
Yeah.
I think Andy Samberg as Wayne is pretty good. Yeah.
I would love near the end of the movie to have Michael Myers come in, but he's either like the bad guy or he's just there to be like, I don't like these two young people, you know, like...
Yeah.
Just, like, shit on the movie.
Mike Myers can play... He could play the video arcade guy.
Yeah! He can be the video arcade card guy. But in this case, he's the Netflix executive, you know? That is pretty great.
Andy Samberg as Wayne, Carl Mooney as Garth. Well, that means that it's going to be directed by... Who directs the Lonely Island movies? I know it's one of them. Is it Yorma? Oh, no, it's both of the other two of the Lonely Island. It's Akiva and Yorma. Okay, well, they're both directing the movie.
Perfect. Oh, this is great.
Excellent.
All
right, well then, who's a good sleazy TV producer then?
Paul Rudd.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Paul, because I was looking through some actors here and I saw him. I'm like, that's perfect because he's a handsome individual. But it's also really funny him playing a sleazy shitbag because he's one of the nicest human beings on earth.
Exactly. That is very funny.
But he plays like Paul Rudd in the film. He's like, I'm Paul Rudd. And they're like, oh my god, it's Paul Rudd. You're so cool. Everybody loves you.
He's just the worst.
But it turns out he's just a big piece of shit.
Yeah,
like
I love
a
it.
giant piece of shit. Yeah.
I love it. That's very funny. All right, cool. That's done. That's locked in. We need someone for Cassandra then. Someone who's a singer.
Ooh.
Because the actor who played Cassandra, she did all of her own songs, all of her own singing.
That is a good question. Will Smith.
We could go get Janelle Monáe. She's a singer. Was in Glass Onion recently. A very good actor. Is more R&B than rock though. That's the problem with that.
Yeah. What about Zoe Kravitz?
Zoe Kravitz.
Kravitz, that was it. Yeah.
The daughter of Lenny Kravitz.
Yeah.
From heaps of great movies.
Yeah, she's been on a load of stuff. I think she was like Catwoman in the latest Batman film.
Does she sing? Yeah, she sings.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. All right.
That's what I'm saying. She sings. So I think she'd be great.
I agree. Zoe Kravitz as Cassandra. I like that. She's a great actor as well.
Yeah.
Who else is in this movie that we can recast? We've got all of them. Well, there's Stacy.
Oh, Stacy, the obsessed girlfriend. Oh. You could just do the whole, like, we'll get, like, a super hot, famous actress to be, like, you're, like, Natalie Portman or Scarlett Johansson.
Or we could get that's funny. That is funny. I was going to say we could get his actual wife to play, because she's an actor too.
Oh, that would be really funny, actually. Yeah. Oh, Anna Kendrick.
Anna Kendrick's pretty perfect, actually.
Yeah. She does the great, like, crazy.
I don't know if she would do a small part in a movie, though. That's the problem. Unless we bump up the role a lot more.
Yeah. We could bump her up a bunch, you know. I like Anna Kendrick, but we have her get together with Paul Rudd at the end or something like that.
Yeah,
you know?
Sure. Yeah.
I was expecting that to happen, but it didn't happen. Because we got the happy endings, right? But we didn't get a happy ending for Stacy, right? So my happy ending for Stacy is she gets together with the handsome rich guy. But he's learned his lesson, so he's actually a better person now. And she's gotten over Wayne, so she's a better person now. So they actually have a great, like, healthy relationship.
Excellent. That all sounds good. And that's the remake done and dusted and locked in. Wowee. And that means, Zach, that we're done with the episode. Goodbye.
Oh, that's it? We're not gonna... Sandro, we gotta choose the next week's movie. We gotta teleport out of here. We gotta do all these things. Like,
do we though?
What do you mean, Sandro? I'm so confused.
Do we have to do all those things though? Really though?
What do you mean, Sandro? Oh my god, why is everything on fire now? What have you done, Sandro? Sandro, you can't just light the studio on fire when we're done. Blah. Oh my god, he's dead. How will I end this episode? I don't know what to do anymore. Oh my god, everything's gone wrong.
Wouldn't it be funny if we ended the episode like that?
No, instead, how about we have the reference to Wayne's World ending?
Anyway, Zach, that's the end of the remake. We're done with that part.
Yeah. But how about, like, right now, we do a fake-out ending, like, where we have, like, a bad ending?
Yeah.
But then we do the Wayne's World bit, where we do a good ending afterwards, all right?
That's pretty funny, but Zach, it was me the whole time.
Oh my god! It was the amusement park owner the entire time. This is the Scooby-Doo ending.
And I would have gotten away with it, too, were it not for you two pesky reviewers.
But wait, you're Oh my god, Sandro's over here as well.
Yeah, hi.
Wait, there's like two Sandros? I'm getting confused. How about we have the like more coherent ending now?
Yeah, I agree. All right, Zach, that's the end of the remake.
Yes, now we got to pick next week's movie.
No, we don't. We have to talk about the Patreon and stuff.
Oh, we did that first.
Because, Zach, do people even understand that we've got patreon.com/oldiebuddygoodypod? Do people even know that? I don't know. Do they know? Do you know, listener?
Yes, they do.
Oh. Well, then I shouldn't have to tell them that you can go to patreon.com/oldiebuddygoodypod if you want to help support the show. You can join for free.
No, you don't need to do that. Yeah, they already know that. They already know that they can join for free. But then if they want to pay an extra couple of dollars, extra little cashy cha-ching dollar bling bling, help the show out a bit, then they can get some bonus episodes.
Exactly.
But you don't need to explain that because they already know that.
They already know that, yeah. Yeah, like here's the thing with Patreon. You can join for free and you can vote on what we review for free. But then if you want to listen to it, maybe a couple extra bucks, you can have listen to the episode. I think it's pretty good. And Zach, right now, we're right slap bang in the middle of the Cage-orama.
You sound like a corporate shill.
And that's why, when I'm listening to the Cage-orama, I love to drink my Ghost pre-made energy cans.
Whoa! He definitely does that.
Do you sit at the computer all day? I do. And that's why I drink Ghost energy cans.
That sounds like a terrible idea.
And I like to eat my Twinkies.
Whoa! You know what I like to do? I like to sit around and do nothing while eating loads of things that give me tons of energy and sugar, which goes straight to my butt. It's great. Get those carbs in you. We're doing the Cage-orama. It's pretty great.
Whoa. What's that?
Well, the Cage-orama is where we watch a whole bunch of Nicolas Cage movies.
Ooh.
Yeah, specifically, we've done the Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, which was amazing. You got to check out that episode on the Patreon.
Yeah.
We've done some other Cage movies.
Sorcerer's Apprentice is out right now. That's a pretty good one.
What? Sorcerer's Apprentice is out right now?
Yeah, it's been out for a little bit.
Yeah, it's from 2010. It's been out for ages.
It's a good point. But Zach, coming out on Wednesday is a bonus Cage battle.
A bonus Cage battle? What does that mean?
It's the two Nicolas Cage movies and they've got to fight it out.
Whoa, one of the Nicolas Cage movies is going to die.
Yeah.
It's a death match.
I know which one it's probably going to be.
Oh, God.
It's going to be a battle, but because here's the thing. We've done a lot of Nicolas Cage movies, but we've never done a Nicolas Cage rom-com or romantic drama. And he's done heaps of those, because he was a little bit of a heartthrob in the 80s and 90s. But we just kind of ignored that whole period. And so we're going to watch the movie Moonstruck and the movie City of Angels and see if they are good. And Zach's probably going to hate both of them.
Yeah! They're both going to be angels by the time I'm done with them.
But one of them is a remake of Wings of Desire, which we've already done on the podcast, so that's going to be funny to talk about. Anyway, that's out on Wednesday. Go listen to that if you want.
Yep.
We haven't even recorded it yet, so I don't know what's going on with it. I don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, who knows?
Anyway.
It's gonna be wild. It's gonna be a fun time.
Link in the description. We're on Instagram and shit. Drop us a YouTube comment if you want to be annoying.
Yeah, that would give us the happy ending. If you left a comment being like, "Where's the movie?"
Where's the movie? Apparently, we are close-ish to being able to make money on YouTube, which I don't believe that's because we have everything that we need aside from we need 3,000 hours of watch time.
Yeah, we should just make some videos, like some other videos to just chuck on the YouTube.
Maybe. I think that would be good. Yeah. Anyway, that's all up there. Zach, I've got to pick next week's movie.
Whoa, you got to pick next week's movie. What movie you got to pick? What year is it?
1993. The first thing that stands out to me is We're Back, A Dinosaur's Story, which is an animated movie.
They're back. Holy shit.
I think I've seen this.
Oh, really? Is it good?
I've watched this movie before. It does not look good. It tells the story of 3 dinosaurs and 1 petrosaur who travel to the present day and become intelligent by eating brain grain cereal invented by scientist Captain New Eyes.
Pog! That's great.
This looks terrible. Why have I seen this movie before?
Oh my god. Yeah, I found this. I have never seen or heard of this movie ever in my life. What the heck is this?
I think I borrowed it from the library or something.
Yeah.
Looks like Land Before Time, but so much worse.
Yeah. It has the same sort of art style that it was going for.
It does. We could review Addams Family Values.
I would love that. I would love that a lot. What about Jason Goes to Hell, the final Friday?
We've done that on Patreon, Zach.
What? We've already done that on Patreon. Damn it.
Fool.
I'm such an idiot. I should have known that because I watched that movie.
Or we could do Harrison Ford's The Fugitive. That's a classic that's on TV at least once a week.
I know. It's so good, though. It deserves it. What about Hocus Pocus?
Hocus Pocus, that's a classic.
Hocus Pocus.
Ooh, what about Demolition Man? Sylvester Stallone and Wesley Snipes are gonna do stuff.
Ooh, Sandro, what about Mrs. Doubtfire?
I want to see if that holds up. I want to see if that
movie's... I was going to say, is that problematic now? I don't know.
No. What about Jurassic Park? We love Jurassic Park.
What about Look Who's Talking Now?
Is that the baby one?
No, it's a dog one. It's about talking dogs, and it has one of your favorite actors as the lead.
Oh, John Travolta, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, Danny DeVito plays the dog, I think.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
This actually looks amazing, unironically.
Well, we could do Groundhog Day, a movie where Bill Murray is a big old creep and he doesn't learn anything.
Never heard of it. Hey, we could do Coneheads. You said that one was garbage.
Yeah, I don't think Coneheads is good, but that would be a funny episode. Or The Last Action Hero. I've always wanted to watch The Last Action Hero.
Free Willy.
Oh, that's a classic. Cool Runnings.
Oh my god. What about Homeward Bound, The Incredible Journey? A family leaves their 3 pets behind while they go on a vacation. The pets assemble, assuming they've been abandoned, set out on an adventurous journey to reunite with their owners.
Is that a movie where they just put a bunch of animals in mortal peril and filmed it?
Sounds like it.
Oh, God. No.
What about Dragon, the Bruce Lee story?
Oh, that would be good, though.
Oh, how could we talk about 1993 without mentioning Robin Hood, Men in Tights?
That's a classic. I saw that like a couple months ago, actually.
Ah, there you go. Yeah.
That one does kind of hold up, kind of.
Oh my god, there's so many good movies here. I can't wait to hear your selection, like your choice, because literally every movie I'm looking at looks like great. Like Beethoven Second.
Oh, Beethoven Second. I remember when, for 2001, we were going to do a Beethoven movie, but it would have meant that, I think I picked it, it would have meant that I had to watch 5 of them, so we didn't end up doing it. I do want to do a Beethoven movie at some point.
That's when we were doing, like, you have to watch all the previous ones and all that, yeah.
Yeah. Well, we haven't picked a sequel, so we haven't done that in ages.
Yeah, let's avoid doing that for the rest of ever.
All right. Well, maybe we'll do it again next year. We'll see what happens next year. But I know what I'm picking, Zach, and you're going to love it.
Oh, yeah? What is it?
I'm picking a movie that I've never seen before, but that you have, and you've told me to watch it many, many times.
I have? Well, this checks out. There's a lot of good ones here.
It's a movie that is epic.
Oh.
It's a movie that's a little bit icky, a little bit, like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, a lot of grime.
Oh, okay.
It's a movie about plumbers.
Plumbers? Oh, no.
It's a movie where Dennis Hopper plays a bad guy.
Oh, fuck me.
I'm picking Super Mario Bros.
No! Not the old, terrible one. Fuck.
Because I've never seen it.
Really?
And
you've never seen this?
Never, ever seen Super Mario Bros. The live-action one, because I've never had a reason to.
That's fair. And look, to be honest, it's a bad movie. It's just bad. And it's like, how does this have anything to do with the Mario Brothers ever?
Yeah, well, I mean, the movie's so bad that it stopped Nintendo licensing movies based off their products, aside from Pokemon, for like ever, until the Chris Pratt Mario movie.
Yeah. This is the reason we have Chris Pratt as Mario.
It's true. Apparently, it's also the first ever feature-length live-action movie to be based on a video game ever.
Wow, there you go. I guess that's what we're doing next week.
You're damn right we're doing it.
I cannot wait for you to come back being like, I have made a mistake.
I don't want to. No, I want to watch it. I think
I remember watching this movie and being like, this movie's painful to watch.
How long ago did you watch it?
Oh, ages ago. Like 10 years ago, maybe.
All right, next week, finally, we're doing Super Mario Bros.
Mario! Woohoo!
Wahoo! I can't wait for him to sound like a gangster the whole time. Hey, I'm Super Mario over here.
Yeah! My name's Mario! Mario!
All right, well, we're doing that next week. Now, Zach, it's actually been a while since I've offered you to have a break in between episodes.
Oh, yeah, I'm getting a bit tired of all this running around, jumping. Next one, I could use another break. I think I had a nap a little while ago, didn't I? Oh, wait, no, that was you drugging me, wasn't it?
Did you have a nap at the end of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? I can't remember.
I can't remember anymore, but Cowabunga, I could use a few.
All right. Well, how about you have a nap over here on this koala mattress that you can purchase right now. Use code OldieButterFuck to get nothing off your payment.
Wow, that's a great deal. I'll have to look up koala mattresses, my favorite mattresses, to get that exclusive offer.
That's right. And use
code
really we aren't sponsored to get money.
Let me lie down in this. Ooh, it's very spacious. It's very airy. It feels very light. Like I'm lying on some sort of air, It's great. Like some sort of solid. Wait a minute. Whoa, I'm falling through. It's actually a portal.
That's right. The mattress was a portal the whole time.
Oh my god, I'm falling through, you bastard! Excellent.